Wildflowers and Hothouse-Plants by Henrik Ibsen, 1828 to 1906. Good heavens, man, what a freak of taste, what blindness to form and feature! The girl's no beauty, and might be placed as a hoydenish kind of creature. No doubt it were more in the current tone, and the tide today we move in, if I could but choose me to make my own a type of our average woman. Like winter blossoms they all unfold their primly maturing glory, like pot-grown plants in the tepid mould of a window conservatory. They sleep by rule, and by rule they wake. Each tendril is taught its duties. Were I worldly wise, yes, my choice I'd make from our stock of average beauties. For worldly wisdom, what do I care? I am sick of its prating mummers. She breathes of the field and the open air and the fragrance of 16 summers. Okay, this is a poem by Henrik Ibsen. Let's see, Ibsen was a Norwegian playwright. He wrote plays. He's one of the people who pushed for modernism and realism in the theatre. Now, the first thing to notice with this is that this has been translated from, I think, some sort of Dano-Norwegian language. So anyway, what's it about? Well, it's about women. It's about beauty. This poem is about what is beauty, and it's talking about inner beauty. I think there are several rather several sexist bits in the middle, which today would be rather unacceptable. But anyway, let's look at it. Wildflowers and Hothouse-Plants. And the poem is comparing women who are wildflowers and women who are hothouse-plants. I think the hothouse-plants are women that are the product of their society, whereas the wildflowers, they do what they wish. Now, the other thing to notice is that this first stanza is one person talking, and then we have, I think, Ibsen himself answering back. And I think this is a friend, and his friend says, "Good heavens, man, what a freak of taste, what blindness to form and feature. The girl's no beauty, and might be placed as a hoydenish kind of creature." So his friend is saying, good grief. Yeah, this girl is not beautiful. I think this is in reply to Ibsen saying, "What a beautiful girl that is," and his friend says, "No, wow, what weird taste you've got. You can't. You're not looking at the her forms, her features. She's not a beauty at all. She's a hoyden. A hoyden is a woman who is rude, uncultured, rowdy. But here, hoyden, he's comparing her to a wild creature, something wild, something that's not domesticated. And no doubt, and then Ibsen answers, "No doubt it were more in the current tone, and the tide today we move in, If I could but choose me to make my own, an average type of woman. So he's saying that this is not my idea, or the way that I think, or the tide that we move in, the the dictates of society would say that I'm crazy, that these are not this is not the conventional way of looking at things. But if I wanted to choose a woman to be my wife, to be my partner, to be mine, then I would choose an average woman, an average type of woman, someone who she's not exceptionally beautiful, she's not ugly either. And yes, this is not the order of the day. This is not what society thinks. Society thinks that women must be beautiful and men must only be attracted to the most beautiful of women. And then he goes on to talk about our average woman. Like winter blossoms, they all unfold their primly maturing glory. Like pot-grown plants in the tepid mould of a window conservatory. So he's saying that this average woman who is for him is perfect, they open up like the flowers of winter, and they mature slowly, and they're very prim and proper. They're not wild, and I think he's saying that these women are easy to control. And here is the beginning of this idea of what is society's idea of for women. What is the role that society puts out for women at this time? And these are these women, these average women, these are like pot-grown plants grown in a conservatory. So they don't grow outside in the extreme temperatures. They are the product of their surroundings, that they do what they are they are supposed to. They flower when they are supposed to. And this is talking about society expecting women to obey the norms of society. They sleep by rule and wake and by rule they wake. Each tendril is taught its duties. So these average women, they follow the rules. They go to sleep by the rule, they wake up by the rule, and each part of them is taught what to do, is taught its service, her service. And this is clearly a very sexist comment. Were I worldly wise, so if I was intelligent, yes, my choice I'd make from our stock of average beauties. So this is a woman I would choose, that these inner characteristics of obeying the expectations of society, this is what I would want my woman to do. For worldly wisdom, what do I care? So for this idea of choosing an incredibly beautiful woman who is a wild flower, who will do her own thing, who will not obey me, who will not follow my society's instructions. I'm sick of its prating, prattling, talking mummers. Mummers are jugglers or entertainers. So I'm sick of what society says. So society dictates that we've got to choose the most beautiful woman in the world to be our wives. I'm sick of what society is saying. Because look at this girl, she's beautiful. She breathes of the field and the open air. So she is actually free, and the fragrance of 16 summers. She is 16 years old, and she is like a wild flower. She is like the open air. She is is sublimely beautiful. To me, she is beautiful. And here we have the question of whether what is beautiful, what is not beautiful. Society is always telling us what to do. So, Wildflowers and Hothouse-Plants by Henrik Ibsen.